Okay guys, so here it is. I'm opening the first batch. Here it goes. Here it goes. Have you ordered your copy? What are you waiting for? Go do it now. This will save the West. Cheers everybody. This is the first copy that I'm signing, and I'm signing it for my family, my wife and children. There you go. Hi again everybody. Having shared with you the two clips that you just saw from earlier this afternoon, I wanted to hopefully excite you about the book. First, let me show it to you here. We just returned home, the family and I, from a celebratory dinner. You can't imagine how exciting it is to actually be holding the book after it has been in the works for as long as it has been. And it is so great to finally see it physically in my hands, and in less than a month it will hopefully be in your hands or on your iPad or your iPhone or however else you're going to be reading it. But what I thought I would do today is read for you the official endorsements that some people were kind enough to write for the book. So here we go. So this is from, I'm going to read you all of their full titles. Jordan Peterson, PhD, clinical psychologist, professor of psychology at the University of Toronto, and author of 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos. So here's his endorsement. Lacking fear, charismatic in his speech, and armed with solid, straightforward, biologically grounded ideas, Dr. Gad Saad has become somewhat of an internet phenomenon over the last few years. His new book continues in the same vein, warning its readers of the dangers of an unthinking progressive agenda and helping reestablish the general consensus that allows peace to prevail. Has your common sense been thoroughly assaulted? Read this book, strengthen your resolve, and help us all return to reason. Thank you, Jordan, for this unbelievable endorsement. And I should mention again, for those of you who haven't heard, Jordan was kind enough to write this endorsement while he was in the throes of some of the difficulties that he's recently been facing. So I'm truly touched that he obliged my request. And then there are 5 of these that I'm going to read for you. The next one is from Paul Offit, MD, Morris R. Hillman, Professor of Vaccinology, Perelman School of Medicine at the University of Pennsylvania, and author of Deadly Choices, How the Anti-Vaccine Movement Threatens Us All. Paul has become a good friend. He was on my show earlier this summer. He's going to be coming on again, hopefully soon. And so this is what he wrote. With disarming humor and withering logic, evolutionary behavioral scientist Gad Saad shows us that self-delusion is an equal opportunity employer, not defined by race, ethnic background, sexual orientation, political leanings, or level of education. Nothing is taboo. To read The Parasitic Mind is to understand why so many people either embrace Saad for his clarity or reject him for holding up a mirror to their inconsistencies. Thank you so much, Paul. Really appreciate your wonderful words. Moving on to the third official endorser, Matt Ridley, PhD, author of The Rational Optimist and How Innovation Works. Matt is also someone who's been on my show on a few occasions, most recently a couple of months ago, and he also sits in the House of Lords in the British Parliament. So this is what Matt wrote. Gad Saad argues that, quote, nefarious forces have slowly eroded the West's commitment to reason, science, and the values of the Enlightenment, close quote, and that these forces act like the weird brain parasites that alter the behavior of mice to make them less afraid of cats, driving human society towards a dark age of irrational prejudice and superstition. His courage, his rationality, and his enthusiasm for that much neglected thing, the truth, shine through this powerful book. Thank you so much, Matt. I truly appreciate your wonderful words. Next, we have Christina Huff Sommers, PhD, resident scholar at the American Enterprise Institute and co-author of One Nation Under Therapy. And Christina, of course, has also been on my show. Here's what she said in her blurb. A wonderfully intelligent, witty, and riveting account of the politically correct madness engulfing our society. The Parasitic Mind is a must-read for anyone concerned about victim politics, cancel culture, and the assault on reason. Saad not only expertly diagnoses the malady, he also points the way to a cure. Thank you so much, Christina. Much appreciate these lovely words. And then last but not least, Michael Shermer, PhD, publisher at Skeptic Magazine and author of Giving the Devil His Due. Michael has been on my show a few times. I've been on his Science Salon once, and I'll be going back again on his show to discuss this book, The Parasitic Mind, I think September 25th, Friday, September 25th. So here's what Michael says. A virus is sweeping through our civilization, a mind virus corrupting the brains of students, professors, and the public at large, and the parasitic mind is the vaccine that will counter this pernicious pandemic. Professor Gad Saad has emerged as a heroic public warrior fighting for reason and science in the search for truth. That he has developed such a fearless following, clamoring for a work like this, is a testimony to its necessity and why I think its broad readership will help stem the tide of unreason and anti-science. Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you to all of these unbelievably accomplished people for having taken the time from their busy lives to write these wonderful endorsements. Again, I can't tell you how exciting. I hope that some of you who are out there watching this, if you ever do become authors, you will know exactly what it feels like when you first receive the physical instantiation of your book, because so far it has existed electronically, and then finally now here it is. I feel it, I smell it, I can touch it. It's a tactile experience, and so I hope that you will consider pre-ordering it. There will be some interesting promotional programs, I think, that my publisher is setting up, including, I think, an option for signed copies and other goodies. So stay tuned. Please consider pre-ordering the book right away. We still have almost a month until the book comes out. It really matters when you pre-order, because when the book is released on that first day, all the pre-orders count as though they were instantaneous sales on that day. And so if one is hoping to get his or her books into the bestsellers list, then having a strong pre-order numbers really helps. So thank you again for your support. You can't imagine how excited I am, and I wish you all a great evening. Cheers, everybody.